everybody. This is Val Hart, and I'm here with my very special guest, David Blank. David is with Canine Adventure Tours. You're going to love hearing about this. I know me and my partner have always loved taking our dog Tim with us when we go on adventures, excursions, all that sort of thing. But David takes this to a whole new level. So I can't wait to introduce you to him and let him tell you his story. He and his wife, Claudia, founded Happy Tales Canine Adventure Tours in April of 2018. David's been in the adventure travel industry for more than 2 decades. He's traveled to 49 states, 45 countries on 4 different continents, including a 1-year, 20,000-mile motorcycle trip with his Australian cattle dog, Max. Wow. David's been an adventure guide for tours throughout the USA, Canada, Central America, and Mexico. It's a totally new travel concept, and I'm delighted to bring it to you because it's really all about having more fun with our dogs, strengthening our relationships with dogs, and just exploring the world. So without further ado, David, welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Great. Thank you, Val. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And it's just really exciting to get this opportunity to share what we're doing with people, other dog lovers.
Yeah, I know. I love that. So I want to know, how in the world did this all come about? Tell us the backstory.
Great. So as you mentioned, I did a 20,000-mile trip with my dog, Max, on my motorcycle. I rescued him out of a pound about 1 day before he was going to be euthanized. Wow. And I just had received a job offer for a really great job, came home from the job offer, and Max had eaten my apartment. And I was so upset, and I sat down and I just breathed for a few minutes. And I realized, staring at him, that he had done me a great favor, and that I looked at him and I said, you know what, you're right. I don't want to be stuck inside all day anymore either. So loaded him up on a motorcycle, and we took off for a year, and just did some amazing stuff. Our relationship was amazing. We bonded very quickly because of traveling together and being together 24/7. Wow. And I had always dreamed of having that relationship that I think all of us dream of when we want and think about getting a dog, which is to have that canine sidekick that waits for us outside of the shop or outside of school and plays with us and runs through the woods. And I had that. And so Max and I, over a number of years, ended up with another cattle dog, Dozer, in Central America. And down there, we started a tour company called Adventure Tours Panama. And then I met my wife, Claudia, and I found another dog, Margie. And Margie and Dozer both ran out in front of my truck at different times in their lives and ended up going home with us. And so we took our dogs on all our tours. And people loved it. And they said, wow, I wish I could travel with my dog. I hate leaving him at home. I feel so guilty. I just don't know how to do it or what I could do. And the icing on the cake was I took 2 ladies on a private camping tour for 3 days on a private island that only had 1 indigenous family on it. And when we got there, that was the first time after 3.5 hours in the car that they realized there were 3 dogs behind us in the truck. And they looked really nervous. And 3 days later, they came to me and they said, this has been so wonderful. We've just loved every part of it. But we got to tell you, the best part of the trip was your 3 dogs. Wow. And so that's when the idea came into our head. And Claudia and I talked about it for a long time. How would we do it? Did a lot of research, and that's how it came about. We just launched in April of this year officially.
Wow. I want to take a minute to say hi to Rig and hi to Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining us. If you love dogs too, and you have ever gone on a trip with your dog or you wanted to, show us some love. Give us a thumbs up or something like that so we know who's here. I love that. Thank you. And welcome to ask questions. I have a question, David. My partner, I have a border collie and we have a motorcycle, and we've often wanted to take Tim with us on the motorcycle, but we don't know how. I will tell you, we went to a park, Los Maples Park here in Texas, and we put him on the bike between us, and we drove
Mhm.
around very slowly in the park, and went over to a hiking trail, and then we all went off on a hike. But that was a blast. If we could take him like that, that would be so wonderful. So I want to find out more about how you do this. So can you take all kinds of dogs? I mean,
Yes, on our tours, we do. Absolutely. We take all kinds of dogs, all different sizes. Different tours, we have different activities. So for some of our tours, we may be doing some hiking. And if you were to have a really small dog, you may need to pick your dog up in some occasions if we're going up rock steps or things like that. So it's really important just that people look at the information on our webpage about each tour before they book a tour. And if they have any questions, they can contact us. But we don't have any breed restrictions. We don't have any size restrictions. Really, your dog just has to be socialized, and you have to be able to control them, and just come out and have a good time with them, and have them get along with other people and have fun.
Okay, I get it. All right, I love that. The other thing I didn't tell you is that my partner and I are also kayakers, and we've been trying to figure out how to take Tim with us on the kayak without everybody getting wet.
Right. Well, we do a full moon kayak tour. It's called Howl at the Moon. We do that here in Charlotte on the Catawba River. And what we've learned it depends on what kind of kayaks you use. The sit on top kayaks are the easiest. And if you have a big dog, you're better off using a tandem kayak, even if it's just one person. If you have a really big dog, because on the small one-person kayaks, unless you're really good, or unless your dog is really calm and just lays there, it can be a little bit of a challenge. But I have a great photograph. I think you saw of me on a one-person kayak with 4 dogs with me.
4 big dogs. It was
4
awesome.
dogs, yeah. So
look at it without just smiling. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it really depends on the experience. I think if you were to have a kayak, like an ocean kayak where you sit inside of it, the key would be to put some kind of a pad on the top of the kayak that the dog can sit on and get grip.
Got it.
My experience, I've motorcycled with them, I've kayaked with them, I've rafted with them, I've even gone inner tubing down pretty rough rivers with the dogs. And as long as they can get a grip, they can balance.
I love it. I love that. I see people on paddle boards all the time, with their dogs. I love that. It's so cool.
Yeah. Paddle boarding is great.
Okay, and I want to say hi to Barb and Leah. Thank you so much for joining us. Show us some love. We love comments, questions, anything you want to ask David. Go for it. So what can you expect from an average day on a Happy Tail Canine Adventure Tour? So get to walk us through how it would be. How would it be?
Sure. So depending, we have different types of tours. We have 1-day tours and we have multiple day tours. But on any tour, you can expect to go out. We usually depart between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, and we get there early so all the dogs can get to know each other a little bit. We can see who gets along and who doesn't. And then we head up and we do different activities. So I like to always get the dogs out doing something more active in the mornings, hiking, things like that. I think a combination of physical activity and just the mental exhaustion that comes with being in a new setting and meeting all these new people and dogs really helps the dogs to kind of tire them out, drain out some of that energy so that they're really nice and relaxed. And then we go get lunch. Depending on what tour we go to nice restaurants that have outdoor patios and we sit down as a group and we eat. It's just amazing how welcome the dogs are. People love having them. Yeah. And sometimes we'll do a picnic lunch, or we go to the wineries and we might visit some of the really dog-friendly wineries that are here in North Carolina, for example. And then in the afternoon, we'll do another activity. It might be, some wine tasting. If we do our Southwest tour, we're going to different national parks and also wilderness areas where there's absolutely fantastic things to see and do that 95% of your average traveler never sees. Wow. We really like to get off the beaten path. because people are always asking, I don't know where to go with my dog. I don't know how to travel with my dog. And we want to create the opportunity for people to learn. And, like I said, hopefully we want them to book tour after tour with us. We want them to love Happy Tails. We want their dogs to love Happy Tails. But we also want to give people the confidence and the experience so that they can go off and do some stuff on their own and feel comfortable doing it. And so we'll be doing some very low-level whitewater rafting. We're not going to take the dogs out and get them knocked out of the boat through the rapids, but there's some fantastic float trips on the Colorado River through Moab, near Arches and Canyonlands National Park. We'll go out to some horseback riding ranches and have some activities that we can do with the dogs out there as well. So really, our tours are focused around people having the dog with them and connecting with the dog throughout the tour. It's not about you can bring your dog along and leave it in the hotel. That's not what we're doing. It's really about the transformational experience that happens when you travel, and the transformational experience that happens when you're in nature, and the transformational experience that happens when you're with a dog. And what we're doing is we're combining all three of those to give people an opportunity to get out of their shell and have a new experience and really just bond with life.
Wow. It's like I want to go to everything. I just want to.
It's hard.
Everything.
Yeah. It's really
so
hard.
fun, and Tim loves to. Yeah. Do you have any tips for us, or maybe a story to help us understand how much fun this can be?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the main tip of traveling with your dog is to make sure that they have some good basic obedience training. That's always the first thing. So you can have that relationship where your dog listens, and also to learn how to read your dog and read other dogs. Dogs send out signals. And one of the best things I found is there's a trainer in Norway who has a book called Calming Signals and a video called Calming Signals. And you can Google that, but it's wonderful because it helps you to realize that when your dog is behaving in certain ways, it's not what you think it is. And we often misinterpret that. So once you can do that, then it's just a question of getting out with the dog and letting them know that everything's okay. I'm in charge. We're here to have fun, and realize that our energy impacts their energy.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, once we're visualizing, once we're in our head and we start visualizing, if we start to get nervous, they start picking up that energy in those pictures. Yeah. And so self-awareness is huge, and also awareness of the dog. If you start to see something with their behavior, it's okay, what am I sending to them that's causing them to behave or think or act this way? And what can,
Right.
Other than that, what I've learned over the years is, my dogs can do pretty much anything that I can do. And so I get out there and I just do the things that I love to do. And really important for me is realizing that what they need is what I need. So my dogs need to get out 4 times a day to go for a walk. That's because I really need to take a break 4 times a day and get out.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. I love that you said that. I know Tim does that for me all the time. I work out of the house, and I'm glued to the computer and the phone so much of the time, and he'll be here and interrupt me, or beg me, come play or come outside just for a minute. It makes him so happy if he can help me shift, and regroup, and then we go do things together. Just thank God for dogs.
Yep. Yeah. And I think really part of their reason to be here is to help guide us in some of these self-care issues that in our culture we seem to have kind of let slide to the wayside.
Yeah, exactly. So also what I also teach, David, and I think you're alluding to it beautifully, is animals and people, we mirror each other. I call it the human animal body mind connection. It's where, if the person is stressed or wounded or sick or something like that, often because, like you said, we're busy. We don't pay attention. We're like just pedal to the metal, keep going, whatever, in our little conscious mind. And the animal, our dog looks at us, or our pet looks at us and goes, wow, we got some problems here. So I'm going to act it out for you so you can see it, because you don't seem to be able to see it right now. And once we get the message, that light bulb moment, we go, oh my God, then everything changes, So
Absolutely.
I love that you know that and teach that too. So.
Oh yeah, it's a huge part of things.
Yeah. All right. So you had something you were going to offer our audience today. And we have a comment from Barb. She said, let me show it. She said, I just took Lucien on our first off-leash hike. It totally changed our relationship. So glad you are helping people do this. Yay, Barb. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Good for you. That's fantastic.
Well done. Woo. All right. So you had something for folks today. Do you want to talk about that now?
I'd love to. Yeah, we have an ebook that we created for people that want to travel with their dogs but may not know how to do it, or may not know all the different aspects of what the planning consists of. And so that's available on our website, and everybody can download it for free. And the link is right there, happytailstours.com/free-ebook. It is about 22, 23 pages long, and it really contains everything that you need to know for land travel. We didn't get into airline travel or anything like that, or international travel, but just road tripping. And it's great. It took a lot of our background and experience and put it down on paper, and helps our clients to get more prepared to come on our trips, and also helps people that just want to go travel on their own. What are all the details and products they can use and things like that?
I love that. What a wonderful resource. And I have a lot more questions. It's like, well, how do you fly? Of course, we don't want a pet stuck in the overhead bin. We don't want to go there. But, it's like, how do you fly safely? How do you travel safely like that? So everybody go get your book. It's happytailstours.com/free-ebook.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, go do it. David, thank you so much. Anything you want to leave us with today before we finish up?
I'll just say, if anybody has any questions, they can get on our website. They can email us. We're happy to answer questions and help people out, try to figure out tours, try to figure out opportunities that they can do. And we're here as a resource. We really just want to help people and dogs to live a fuller life together.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. Oh my God, yes. Let's have a fuller life together. I love that. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody go hug your dog. If you don't have a dog, find one and hug it. All right.
And we do offer, if you don't have a dog, we can provide you a dog for the tour.
I love that. Oh my God, that's wonderful. So if you can't get your own dog there, or not work, it wouldn't work for them, go borrow one of David's fabulous dogs. That'd be wonderful.
And you don't have to have a dog to be on one of our tours. So you can come and enjoy hanging out with a bunch of other people's four-legged friends and just have a great time.
That is so cool. All right. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for loving dogs. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We do have a quick question from Elizabeth. Have you traveled with your dog internationally? And I often think that I'm landlocked to the U.S. and cannot travel. Elizabeth, that's not true. He's traveled all over the world. This started in another country. So listen to the rest of the recording, and then go check out and get your free ebook, all right?
Yep. Feel free to contact us as well. We'll be happy to answer any questions we can to help you out with that.
Perfect. All right. We're out of time. So
thank you, Val.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Bye.